This is 2 News This Morning.
A live look this morning at Little Cottonwood Canyon.
That's right. They have the canyon closed, the northern portion of the canyon closed for avalanche control, and it's warm and wet. So that means high avalanche danger.
That's right, and more storminess on the way. Let's get right to our weather and traffic together.
Yeah, it's going to be a very active next couple days. Today, a few showers. I think most of the activity will stay in far northern Utah and in our mountains. And right now we're pretty dry along the Wasatch Front. We are waking up to some cloud cover out there. Most of the snow is confined to our mountains, and we're seeing a couple of light rain showers over far northern Utah near Tremonton and Cache Valley, and a lot of cloud cover in central and southern Utah, but staying dry at least for now. It is quite windy out there. These are sustained winds out of the south, anywhere between 15 to 30 miles an hour, and we've seen some gusts near 40 miles an hour. So if you're traveling along I-80 through Tooele County, a crosswind will be strong. We'll talk a lot more about this storm coming up in just a few more minutes. Jenny.
And good morning, everybody. Let's take a look at the map. So just do a quick glance up. This is a good way you can look and see what's going on out there. Some of you waking up to snow. We also have part of 33rd South that is closed. I'll tell you more about it coming up in 5 minutes. Ron and Mary.
Here are the things you need to know as you start the day.
Yeah, we want to let you know that the avalanche danger is rising, and it will get even worse as this next storm approaches, as Chase just told us. As a precaution, the full north side closure of Little Cottonwood Canyon is in effect right now. It's not expected to reopen until 8 o'clock this morning.
The man involved in an aggravated assault in Ogden has died. It happened late Saturday, just before 10 p.m. Police say he was taken to the hospital in critical condition, but later succumbed to his injuries. Police say they do have a person of interest, but they're still investigating.
The two people connected to the death of a South Jordan man, David Stocco, have now been formally charged. Manuel Velasquez and Yvette Hernandez both face a number of charges ranging from murder to obstructing justice. A third person accused in the crime has not yet been charged.
This morning, many are paying tribute to a Border Patrol agent from Texas who was struck and killed by a moving vehicle on Saturday night. The driver of that vehicle was taken into custody. No word yet, though, on if that person will be charged. The Abilene Police Officers Association says the woman was assisting the Department of Public Safety when she was hit.
President Trump is making no promise to publicly release the results of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's Russia investigation. The president says the Attorney General will make that call. The Justice Department is not required by law to release the report.
Virginia Governor Ralph Northam is refusing to resign despite nearly unanimous calls from his own party at this point for him to do so. Northam says he was not in a racist yearbook photo back in the 80s, which shows someone dressed in a KKK outfit and another person in blackface.
The Patriots are adding another Lombardi trophy to their record-tying collection, and this morning Tom Brady's already looking forward to next year's game in Miami. He reiterated following last night's win against the LA Rams that this latest championship does not change a thing. He still plans to play until he's 45. I think he should go until he's 50.
He's doing great. Why not? We'll be back in 60 seconds with the latest headlines and weather and traffic together.
This is 2 News This
We
Morning.
expect that as the storm starts to ramp up, we're going to see a continued elevated backcountry avalanche hazard.
Avalanche danger is growing. Another storm inches closer, where we're already seeing closures this morning. A live look right now at both Salt Lake City and Alta. Both places preparing for another round of snow and rain. We do have team coverage for what you need to know this Monday morning.
And a live look from Atlanta, where just hours ago the Patriots made history. How fans across the Northeast are celebrating the victory.
And a horrifying plane crash in Southern California. We have new audio into the live desk of that crash.
Welcome to 2 News This Morning. Thanks for joining us on this Monday.
Yeah, we do have team coverage of an approaching storm. It was 47 degrees on my car thermometer.
Yeah.
That's just
So
weird.
warm.
Very mild. And it's actually mild through the weekend, and we're going to continue to stay mild at least for one more day here along the Wasatch Front. We are still seeing parts of the storm stream into our state. Not a lot of moisture, though, for the valleys right now, but we are seeing mountain snow. This is in Park City, where we have sideways blowing snow. The storm has a lot of wind, so reduced visibility likely, and you can see that snow really coming down in some of our mountain valleys. Right now, we're seeing winds gusting over 20 to 30 miles per hour, so winter driving conditions in some of our mountain valleys. When it comes to valley rainfall, we're dry Ogden south. A few light to moderate rain showers north of the Ogden area, but mountain snow will likely continue for the rest of the morning. So if you are driving through our mountains, you will encounter some snow. Ogden to Provo, though, just a lot of cloud cover with temperatures very mild in the mid 40s, and we're not going to be moving very much. This is definitely well above normal, mid to upper 40s for the remainder of the day. Chance for some light rain showers in the valleys later this afternoon. I'll let you know when that colder air moves back into the valleys and when we can see that rain change to snow. That's coming up in my forecast in less than 10 minutes, Jenny.
And I'll be watching some of those mountain drives where you're seeing the snow. But for now, I want to show you what this exclamation point right here is. Whenever there's an exclamation point, it means some sort of hazard. It's a water main break, happened on 33rd South. So 33rd is closed between 700 and 900 East currently. So again, 33rd South, not 700 East or any of the northbound, southbound directions. But right there, just take that alternate route just around the block. Ron and Mary?
So we've got strong snow on weak snow, an upside down cake, and that's always a dangerous combination in our mountains.
This morning, avalanche danger begins to swell again and will continue to rise as this next storm approaches.
Yeah, as a precaution, canyon closures will be in effect. Here's a look at the map that they tweeted out from UDOT's Avalanche Center. It shows the full north side closure of Little Cottonwood Canyon.
Now, continuing our team coverage this morning is Morgan Saxton. She is following this growing danger.
Ron and Mary, it's a bitter cold morning up here. We're at the Snowbird Ski Resort, and if you take a look off to our right, you're going to see that the gates are actually open for some reason. It was a difficult time trying to get up here as the roads are snow-packed. We know UDOT crews were working overnight. Not sure why we were allowed to get up this far, but we certainly weren't stopped, and other drivers as well trying to get up this way weren't stopped either. But we'll put a call into UDOT shortly and ask them why the gates are not closed, as they had told us that they would be. Obviously, this week's storm could mean trouble for these mountains, though, as we can already tell. Avalanche forecasters saying that this storm could actually replicate avalanches that we've seen in the past, just in the past couple of weeks, in fact, where Provo Canyon saw a massive avalanche. There are 2 avalanche deaths just in Utah so far this winter season. UDOT crews having worked through the night to clear any avalanche danger up in this area and any concerns that they may face in the coming days. Avalanche prevention obviously useful, but conditions certainly can change very quickly. As we've even seen this morning, resorts are going to be your safest bet. Just make sure that if you are planning to use the backcountry, be prepared. That means that you're taking someone with you, possibly a shovel and other equipment, just in case something goes wrong. Another live look at the conditions up here, where it's very windy, very snowy. They were expected to open this canyon back up around 8 o'clock this morning, but it looks like they may have already, considering we are up here ourselves. Again, I'll put a call into the Utah Department of Transportation and ask them what's going on. For now, Ron and Mary, back to you.
All right, Morgan, thank you.
There we go.
Wow. A reunion here. A dog is safe and sound after falling 40 feet at Stewart Falls in Utah County. It took a search and rescue team about 5 hours to get to the trapped dog. The team had to dig a hole through the snow for access, and they were then able to lift the dog to safety.
Great to see. Well, weather did cause a lot of trouble on Utah roads across the state. One road in Garfield County, we understand, is finally back open after this. Look at that massive boulder. It blocked the road for a good portion of the day yesterday. Took a lot of crews to move it. Heavy rains caused that huge boulder to loosen and roll down onto the roadway. Nobody was hurt. Meanwhile, in Ogden Canyon, a rock slide on the divide caused problems for drivers. Nobody was hurt in this one either, but traffic had to be shut down to at least just one lane squeaking through, and police helped redirect traffic.
Officers were dispatched to the 2200 block of Monroe Boulevard on reports of an unresponsive male.
We now know the man involved in an aggravated assault in Ogden has died. It happened late Saturday around 10 p.m. Police say he was taken to the hospital in critical condition but later died from his injuries. Authorities have a person of interest, but they say no gun was involved in the crime, and the events leading up to his death are still under investigation.
Charges are now filed against 2 people in connection with the murder of a South Jordan man. The body of David Stokoe was found in a Salt Lake City home that he was renting out. This was back earlier last month. Manuel Velasquez is the man accused of shooting Stokoe. He faces several charges, including murder and obstructing justice. Yvette Hernandez is charged with obstructing justice, and a third person accused in the crime has not yet been charged.
The shooting victim is recovering this morning after an attack in West Valley City. Jason Hare is in jail and faces multiple charges, including aggravated assault. Witnesses told police that Hare was arguing with Llewellyn Ayuva before shooting him. The victim was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive.
And we do have new audio into the live desk of a horrifying crash in Southern California. The plane crashed into a home in Yorba Linda, about 34 miles southeast of Los Angeles. This is video taken from a witness of this plane crash. Now, you can't see the plane on camera, but the audio is very clear. Take a listen. Five people died in the crash, 2 others were injured. The male pilot, who is the only person in the twin-engine plane, and 4 people in the house that caught fire died. The 2-story house burst into flames after being struck by that plane. The 2 people hurt were taken to the hospital with burn injuries.
It felt like an earthquake, so I actually grabbed my kids and went into the hallway under the door, and there were a couple of booms, explosions, and then my husband said, "No, it's a plane."
Now, those are some of the neighbors who experienced that horrific plane crash in the middle of a California community, and we have more video. It's just amazing to see the video of this crash that happened yesterday afternoon, as Holly said, in Yorba Linda. 5 people were killed. It was a Cessna plane that crashed into the home and then burst into flames. Some people thought it was an earthquake. Others witnessed the crash firsthand.
I saw the house over here, diagonal to me, fully engulfed in flames. I heard glass breaking, people yelling for their lives, screaming, "God help me."
Well, the NTSB is expected to be on scene investigating the cause of the crash today. Well, Boston is planning yet another parade for the New England Patriots. They are taking home the Lombardi Trophy after shattering records last night.
Yeah, let's give you a live look now in Atlanta, where celebrations went late into the night. The team beat the Los Angeles Rams 13-3 in Atlanta. It is the 6th Super Bowl title for the Patriots, tying the Pittsburgh Steelers for the record. Head coach Bill Belichick and quarterback Tom Brady were there for all of them. At 41, Brady is the oldest starting quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
And after last night's big game, riots broke out and arrests were made in Rhode Island. 3 people were arrested. Police say there were also at least 5 dumpster fires. One of those fires damaged a state vehicle.
We've been prepared for this. We've done this a number of times over the last few years, thanks to Patriots' success. So we expect a number of kids to come out right after the game.
No injuries, though. Despite all that, police said it was a pretty typical reaction compared to other similar celebrations, but it does damper the win when these kinds of things happen, according to police.
I'll never understand why people destroy something to celebrate.
Right?
I don't get that either.
Don't
I
get
mean,
it.
let's be happy.
Yep.
No. They're crazy, Mary.
Be happy with the storm on the way too, right, Chase?
Yeah, of course, we have a lot of wind with this storm, so that's great news. It's blowing all the gunk out. Happened over the weekend. We have good, clean air as we start off the work week. Now, the center of the storm is right off the coast of Washington, and it's been sending out a few pieces into our state. we'll have to wait until probably Wednesday for the core of the storm to move overhead, and that'll bring the best chance for some valley snow. But ahead of it, we were seeing a couple rain and snow showers out there, primarily over northern Utah. Had a ton of rain down in southern Utah over the weekend. Right now we are drying out. A lot of cloud cover though. Mountain snow in northern Utah with a couple of valley rain showers north of Ogden. That will continue for the rest of the morning. We do have winter weather advisories out until the noon hour for additional 2 to 5 inches in our mountains of northern Utah. Let's talk about that wind, because right now it's out of the south around 15 to 25 miles per hour. These are sustained winds out of the south. So today's going to be a very mild day, and we could see winds gusting over 40 miles an hour across southwestern Utah later this afternoon. And then we'll start to see things change by tomorrow morning. Still a south wind at 6 o'clock, and then it'll change more out of the west to northwest, and that'll usher in some colder temperatures by tomorrow afternoon, and especially by the middle part of the week. Temperatures for today, very mild. Isolated showers are possible in the valleys with highs in the mid to upper 40s, near 50 though in Provo, upper 40s in central Utah, 54 in Moab, and St. George a high of 56 degrees. I'll let you know how cold it will get behind this storm and when we'll see some valley snow. We'll walk you through it in my full forecast in 10 minutes, Jenny.
All right, thank you, Chase. And taking a look at your drive, let's go to Park City. I want to show you 2 different cameras. Here's what it looks like on a lot of your side streets. So if you're on Kearns Boulevard, 224, those roads, they're going to be the snow-packed roads. We're just not seeing, the plows are out. I think that, but it's just a skiff, so it doesn't look like it's crazy bad yet. This is what I-80 looks like, and through the canyon, it doesn't look like you're seeing a lot of snow through the canyon. So as far as your drive goes down Parley's, your time's still holding to what they pretty much should be, 26 minutes right there to get you to the airport from Kimball Junction exit. Ron and Mary.
All right, Jenny, thanks. It is 4:41. How Unified Fire and Salt Lake County Emergency Management are teaming up to make sure others can step up in the event of a worst-case scenario.
We now know who took top honors at this year's Sundance Film Festival, which film won the big award and the best documentary at this year's festival.